We're recording. Okay, good evening to everyone. We're going to go over a quick presentation of our Humanity Protocol and the program that we're doing to roll out these NFTs, which are nodes, basically online stores, business in a boxes across Africa. And so for this, my name is Jamal Lewis. I'm the Managing Director of Humanity Protocol. And let me go ahead and get started quickly. Pretty exciting business. This is very significant because people that are here in the beginning, this is like the beginning of Bitcoin, and the beginning of anything big. Everybody around you might not see it, understand it, or value it initially, but once you start getting paid, people start seeing it work, then it will be flooded, right? So thank you guys for being here in the beginning. In addition to that, the amount of these stories that we have available are limited. So welcome to the future of work and the future of business. So let me just give you a quick background. Humanity ecosystem, right? This humanity ecosystem, it has as parts of it Humanity International Investments, Humanity Protocol. It also has Humanity Payment Systems, Humanity Gold Trading Licenses, right? And we're in partnership with Sheikh Marwan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who is the son of the ruling king here in Dubai. Good guy. Mr. Marcus Dukes, who is the president of Humanity Protocol. Some of you guys here might or might not know him, but he has had a long history in finance. Some of you guys that were here at the house a couple of days ago, you met Mr. Ali Ramji. He owns a large media asset and for East Africa, many newspapers and media type outlets. All right, and then there's a couple other partners as well, but we just want you to have an idea of the kind of people that you're working with and the kind of credibility that's here. All right, so here's some of the problems that people face in Africa and some other developing countries. One, the biggest problems is low salary and limited opportunities. A lot of people, and I know some of you might even have college education and college degrees, but the salaries are low. It's tough to live on a very limited salary, especially with a lot of the currencies in Africa and places like that devaluing, right? We know a couple of months ago, Naira was like 200 to one US dollar. Now it's like over 1,000 for one US dollar, which means that even if you're making some money, the amount of money that you're making now goes a lot less, right? So what you could buy before for one US dollar, 270 Naira, now it takes 500 Naira to buy the same amount of food, or 500 CDs, the amount of CDs increases, the amount of Rand increases to buy the same amount of goods, which means that there's no way for you, and people that don't get this kind of concept, there's really no way for them to keep up with the kind of call it inflation that's going on. As things get more expensive, you get paid the same amount of money, then you can buy less with the same amount of money, right? Then there's another group of people, they want to start their own business. Right now, for businesses, challenges that people run into, the cost of startup business. Now, imagine you want to start up a store or some kind of shop, or you want to sell something in a restaurant. There's a cost for doing that, the expenses for all the goods and the services. And then they're also difficult to run. Every good chef, every person that can cook well isn't a good business owner, and every good business owner isn't necessarily a good chef. If that makes sense, right? And I want you guys to be aware of that because it is significant in that people might start businesses and then the businesses might or might not work because of a lot of different challenges. In addition, there's some areas that logistical issues, like you might be in an area that's very far or it doesn't get good service or something like that, so then it's hard to run that business. Okay, good. So what's our solution? Our solution is to give people in developing countries, people like you, people like me that come from a developing country, access to opportunity, because we know once people have access to opportunity, they'll be able to do something good for themselves with that opportunity. You want to give people easy access to make extra money, right? And we do that by giving them online business. Online business, anyone, anywhere can access it. You can run it from your telephone. We saw during COVID how much that made sense to be able to run business from your phone or from a laptop computer. Then have to go in the office and you're able to do your work. And a lot of people actually prefer that because they get time to spend at home with their kids or, family. And it cuts out having to get in a car or taking a bus and doing a lot of that additional stuff that takes away from your day, your time, and spending time with your loved ones. Okay, so what do we do for you? So Mary, we're going to give you a digital online business. So all this is that, think of an Amazon store. I think if you guys know about Shopify, I mean, there's a lot of different online businesses, right? But it's a business in a box, right? And so it means that you don't have to buy any products or services, any of that stuff. It all comes ready made for you. So the chance of you, not being able to make it work, it becomes a lot less. So the chances for success for you becomes a lot higher as well, right? What does this do? Well, it gives you a high chance for success. It handles most of the logistical stuff. So even if you got a store, not only you have to buy the product, you got to maintain the product, you got to stock product. If it's a restaurant, you got to cook the food, hire the people, buy the forks, the cups, the plates, the spoons, and at the same point in time, run the business and take care of all the other details that come with running the business. So here, you can either become an owner or you can become an employee. Either owner or employee. Okay, traditional kind of businesses, nothing different, except this is all online. Now, we did some tests with these kind of stores in Nigeria. Well, they started 6 years ago, but they really got it ramped up after some testing. So about 3 years ago, 3-4 years ago, until currently, the average store, and it doesn't happen in one day. Over time, you build up. But the average store, after about 6 months or so, is making roughly about $1,000 a month. Some will make more, some will make less. It's just like a regular business. You got two restaurants in the same street. One makes more, one makes less. It really depends on how good you choose to be a student and understand the business. Okay, so you could learn how to make sure that you make the most amount of money from that same business or store. Now, there's people that in developing countries or that they're not able to afford a store. And so somebody would sponsor a store or sponsor a business for you. Person that sponsors that business earns 4% of all the income. What does that mean? It means that if I bought you a store, say Tasha, I sponsor you, or Fifi, I sponsor you, it means that whenever you got your store up and running, my goal is to help you get to $1,000, okay, a month. In Uganda, that's a lot of money. I can't tell you exactly what it is in numbers, but $1,000 a month, right? In Uganda, $1,000 a month. US, in Ghana, Collins and Sister Mary, you guys would know what that number is. You guys from Nigeria, you know what $1,000 a month is. There's a lot of Nigerians that we talking to here, so I know $1,000 a month is a million naira, which most people in Nigeria are able to live pretty well on. We also have a lot of people in South Africa, and $1,000 in South Africa, I believe, is 21,000 rand, something like that. But people can live on it, they can buy it, they're able to move out of their parents' house or move out of family house, get their own at least one bedroom apartment, maybe two, depending on the house you get. And a lot of people are able to also get, some kind of vehicle, a car, motorcycle, whatever. So it's able to help them move them up at least into the middle class range, right? But it takes a little bit of work, and we'll help you to get there over time. We did test in Nigeria, we did test in Kenya. Now we're launching all the way throughout Africa and into other countries and beyond Africa as well. Okay. Okay, so let me give you some steps. Right now, what we're doing is we're allowing people to register, right? Register with a link from the person that invited you to this call. And for free, you can claim and receive a voucher. That voucher gives you a position online for any of you that have already registered. You see as a timestamp saying when you came in, and that timestamp tells me you came in before Mary, you came before Tessie, you came before Diva, and so on and so forth. Why? Because this is first come, first serve. Okay, first come, first serve. So the first person that comes in, they're able to claim it first. So just like if you went to the doctor's office or any office, you pull a ticket, you get that ticket, you're the first one. You get to go there first, right? And if you become a business owner, right, we'll show you how to actually claim what's called an NFT, but claim ownership of that business. But we're doing all of the vouchers first, and then we'll be able to help people claim their business. Because as we're growing, people come in, we'll claim businesses, they'll get trained, and those guys are getting trained, and then we'll let more people in. And in all, we'll be doing 750,000 stores. We already have 300,000 already sold, and now we're gonna have another 450,000 globally. That's it, done. All right. So there's two ways, okay? And let me be real clear with this. If you want to own a business, I might sponsor you. So I pay for the business for you, much like an Uber. I buy a motorcycle or a car, you get to drive it. You drive it, you keep 85% of the money. So if you make $1,000, you get 850 bucks. In the case of Uber, you get 750 bucks, right? Uber keeps the difference. In our case, if I sponsor you again, you get 85% of what the store makes. The company makes 10%. That's to keep them alive or running, 11% actually. And the person who sponsored gets 4%. Okay. Now, some people, and we know there's people in Africa and people that are around the world that can afford 12, 15, 20 bucks. And that's really what the cost per store is. Very limited cost, right? Because we wanted to make it available. But if you said, hey, Jamal, I want to sponsor myself, right? I don't need a person to sponsor me. I want to sponsor myself. I want to own my own store and keep the royalties. We want to give people that option. In addition, I talked to a friend of mine, one in South Africa, and one in, I think, in South Africa, and I talked to someone else today in Congo, and she said, well, what if I were to, she's like, 60 or something like that. She was like, what if I were to buy, what if I was supposed to sponsor, she wanted to sponsor a couple of stores. She's like, if I sponsor 4 stores, then can I give one to my 2 nieces in college, and I want to give my brother one, and I want to give some other cousin one. So I said, yes, you could sponsor them. Now they get to run the business. They get 85% of it. She gets a 4% for sponsoring them or for purchasing that business for them for the rest of her life and the rest of the life of that business. Okay. So that's what the 4% royalties are for. Again, you can disclaim it, spend nothing. Somebody else sponsors you. They keep 4%, and you get 85%. You can sponsor yourself, or you can sponsor yourself. You can run your own business, and you keep your own earnings, right? And you can sponsor anyone that you want. That is the part for that. Okay. Now, the other thing to note is that you have to be a citizen of the country that you claim your store in. So if you're in Ghana, you have to be Ghanaian. If you're Nigerian, you have to be Nigerian. You can be a Nigerian in Dubai or a Nigerian in another country and still own your store. You just have to be a citizen in that country. All right. Why is that? We only wanted the citizens of the country to be able to have control of the stores in that country. Okay. So that's it. Real simple. Now, what we're doing is we wanted to have give people a way to, even if a person has $0 and they wanted to be able to move up and be able to sponsor themselves or sponsor somebody else, what we decided to do is to give every person that you sign up, Mary, or that you sign up, Tessie, or that you sign up, Fifi, we give every person that you sign up $2. It's to incentivize them to sign up, but it also gives you a small commission, 50 cents. Not a whole lot of money, but why do we do this? Well, we wanted to make it easy. We want people to get paid quickly something so they realize that we are real. In addition to that, we want the person who took the time to refer them, send a message to them, call them, or whatever it is, to be able to get some kind of money. It's not a big lot of money, but for free, if you get 50 cents for free every time somebody signs for 2, they get $2, you get 50 cents. I think people will do it, and people are doing it all day, all night long, actually. And if a person that they referred signs up 30 cents, 20 cents, that's it. It's not a pyramid thing. It's not network marketing. It's not that kind of thing. This is just to encourage people to be able to earn some money with their friends and family for getting them signed up, and helping them to be able to grow a little bit of business. Our sponsorship right now is $12. The actual price of the sponsorship is $25. But we're doing a sale for the first 30 days. So if a person wants to sponsor another person, so say for example, you want to sponsor 10 people back at home, so you actually have 10 small stores that all your friends and family, whoever it is, they run the stores, they get the bulk of the money. You get to make 4% of all those stores. You can do so now for $12. Okay. Now, by the end of next 30 days. So we can do 30 days. So after 30 days, the price of these stores will go up to 20 or 25 bucks, probably 20 bucks. Why? Because the truth of the matter is that they're really worth a lot more. They're really worth about $100 for one store. But the purpose of us really isn't to sell the stores to make money. Is to give you a chance to make a little bit of money along the way. Is also to give the company a little bit, so we company doesn't have to spend all these $2 out of company pocket, right? Gives the people a chance to be able to get the $4 sponsorship, but it also gives a chance to be able to get momentum and move fast. So as we finish these up, we move on to the next thing, which is running the business itself. So we want to get these stores out as fast as possible so that we can move into the business of actually running the stores and having you guys making the kind of money that you want to be able to make from here. Now, just to share with you, this is not a get rich overnight kind of program. It's not a fast moving kind of thing like that. It'll take a little bit of time, but trust me, in a year from now, 2 years from now, 6 months from now, you'll be in a lot better place than you were today. Okay. All right. So let me see, 3% direct, low 82nd level. Okay. So which means that if, for example, I called up Mary or Tessie and I said, or Vera, and I said, Vera, you don't know about this program, but you might want to sponsor some people back at home. She's like, yes, Jamal, that sounds good. That sounds very good. Right. I call Collins. I'm like, Collins, hey, you want to sponsor people in Ghana? Collins is like, yeah, bro, for sure. I'll sponsor people in Ghana. Right. He sponsors them. He spends $12. I make $3. Right. Why is that? Because again, we want to get, see, nothing that you do that's worthwhile, you can do alone. Okay. So we need to get communities and people involved. And by giving people a little bit of money, if people are hungry or they don't have time and they got to work a second job, there's no way they can show up here and spend time. There's no way they can do that. But if we pay people $3 or $4 or $5, and then these extra $2, then they start makes a little bit of money. They can start to pay attention, and that's the reason why we pay like that, and we do this kind of system, right? But once these are finished, they're done. Once they're finished, they're done. Okay. Let me see what else we got on this slide here. All right, so this is really it. Get your registration link from your referrer. Choose how you want to sponsor people. So, we open this up to people in Africa, but we really, Sister Mary, you know about this, but for the investors, what we really did is that people were sponsoring 100 people and 1,000 people at a time. That's for people, who have that kind of money, right? Who have that kind of money. But, if I bought 5,000 stores, plenty of money, but the purpose really with this is not for me to buy 5,000 stores, but it's for you and everybody in Africa to be able to sponsor, 3, 4 stores here, 2, 3 stores here, 4, 5 stores here. So you get the benefit, because at the end of the day, it's really about you getting the benefit, right? If I had 1,000 stores, even at $40, that's still a lot of money at the end of the year for me, right? So I don't need that much, but it allows people to be able to get a little bit here and there. And especially once people start to see it working and going, you will see how fast things happen. Okay. And also we have a calculator. I'll drop the calculator in the leadership group. So for your immediate leaders, your direct people, you can add them to my leadership group, right? But if it's, what I mean by that is, like I referred Mary, you can add Collins and maybe one, the people that you refer directly. Why? Because I want them to get trained so they can train everybody else in Ghana. That's the purpose, right? But we don't necessarily need the person that Collins referred and that person that we don't need all of them in that one group. It'll get too noisy, too busy. So just you, Mary, and people that you refer directly. Just you, Vera, and like Tasha, who else you refer directly. You, Fifi, and who you guys refer directly, right? Why? Because then I'll be able to help you guys, and in that main group, you can help each other. In case I'm sleeping or I'm busy doing something else or whatever else, you guys can help each other out. You guys get to know what's going on, and you guys will be the solution for Africa. So you Collins will tell me, hey, for Ghana, the best people to get paid is Binance. Best people to get paid is Lunar. Best people to get paid is this way or that way, this way. So then you, the leaders, so you, Collins, you have your own team, your 10 leaders in that team, right? And then you can let them invite those 10 leaders. So in that one group, you should have about 20 people. And then all those leaders do the same thing. So every leader is responsible to the group, but nobody will have more than 10 or 20 people in the group to manage. And we also have somebody else who started with us, and she has 100,000 people in her group, right? She started from 2 people 3 years ago. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention. If you need a link to this calculator, ask the person who referred you, and get your registration link and get your profile done, create your own link, and sponsor some people, make some money, have some fun with this. It's not going to last forever. And so with that, I'm going to stop this and we will answer some questions.